Here is a look at the landmark Harry Bass Jr. Core Collection, one of the most impressive collections of US coins ever assembled. Noted not only for a relatively low mintage of 2,710 coins, but also as it represents a single-year type coin. The 1808 quarter eagle uses the large-size capped head design and would be the last quarter eagle coin to be minted until the denomination is again resumed with the regular capped head left design in 1821. It is not uncommon to have weak edges on this issue. In fact, on this example, you can clearly still see adjustment marks towards the west and the south on the obverse. Graded by PCGS as MS62, it achieved a closing price at auction of $372,000. The 1815 capped head left half eagle is one of the great rarities in the American catalog, especially when discussing early 20th century coins. With half eagles popular in foreign and commercial trade at the time, it is likely that most of the meager 635 coins mintage made its way into the overseas market. In fact, up until 1858, when Joseph Mickley published his Dates of American Coins and Their Degrees of Rarity, it was believed that no coins were minted at all, a point that would be rectified by the time Montrevel Dickinson published his American Numismatic Manual soon afterwards. Today, we can positively identify 10 examples, and it's possible that another 2 to 3 may exist. The current coin is graded by PCGS as MS62 and was sold at auction for $480,000. The debate as to whether proof examples of the 1907 Roman numerals high relief St. Gordon's double eagle exist has been ongoing for a number of years, with no definitive consensus being reached yet. Collectively, PCGS is of the opinion that no proof coins were minted, although they do concede that specimen strikes may exist. NGC, on the other hand, has come to the conclusion that a small number of proof coins do in fact exist, and should be graded as such. NGC has published their diagnostic criteria for this coin to be classified as a proof, and amongst other points of interest, it includes a heavy die line that runs through the base of the capital dome, swirling die polish lines in the right obverse field. This point is a little more difficult to demonstrate on a photograph, but includes a pair of lines that resembles an upside down V of sorts, just below the end of the laurel branch. Die lines that are visible within the raised portions of the rays of the sun on the reverse, and heavy die polish lines in the negative space between the eagle's wing and neck, along with similar anomalies that appear in the periphery between, say, 9 and 11 o'clock. So, as you can see on this coin, it does appear to meet those specific diagnostic criteria for the coin to be classified as a proof, as set forth by NGC. PCGS, on the other hand, has designated this as a specimen strike with a grade of SP68, as the Heritage Cataloger put it, a proof in all but name, that was sold at auction for $870,000. The 1820 capped head left half eagle is one that has frankly confused a lot of collectors over the years, speaking in broad terms, and the Red Book agrees with this perspective that there are 3 main varieties, with each of them having a number of sub-varieties. The base Danner of the book going on to describe a total of 9 of these. The main difference, though, focuses on the date, with square and curved base number 2s of 1820 being easily identified. From there, small and large letter varieties are then differentiated on the reverse of the coin. The last point is less obvious, but careful study and comparison does make it clear. PCGS graded this coin as MS64+, making it the second finest of the variety, and its turn on the auction block saw a closing price of $900,000. The iconic 1796 no stars quarter eagle represents multiple milestones. The first quarter eagle coin, the first gold coin to be minted without any obverse stars, making it simultaneously a first year of issue as well as a single year type coin. The first coin issued with the heraldic eagle reverse, and the earliest example to use 16 stars on the reverse, honoring Tennessee's admission to the Union. The exact reason for omitting the stars on the obverse on the coin remains a bit of a mystery, with various researchers postulating different theories. Today, the combined census reports 116 grading events, and no doubt a number of those are crossovers, with the original mintage of only 963 coins. This example, the second finest known of its type, a PCGS MS63 specimen that was sold at auction for $990,000. Normally, the appearance of an overdate like the 1798 over 7 capped bust right-head eagle would be cause for notice. However, for this issue, all 1798 eagles are overdates, utilizing leftover dies from the previous year and then simply punching an 8 over the last 7. No, the variety here is instead identified by the placement of the obverse stars, either 9 left and 4 right, or 7 left and 6 right. Of these two, this coin with the 6 over 7 arrangement is the rarest, with an estimated mintage of 842 coins, for this particular variety at least, although official mint records remain frustratingly silent on this particular issue. The exact survival rate of this coin also is unknown, with the best estimate placing it around 20 to perhaps more coins, with this example graded by PCGS as MS62, tied for the third finest known. $1,110,000 was the closing price at auction for this coin. 3 die varieties are noted for the 1835 quarter eagle coin. A single obverse die with the classic head design was used for all 3 of these issues, but at least 3 reverse dies were deployed. The first is the so-called broken M variety, where the M of America appears to be broken or incomplete. The second type is the wide AM, where the A and the M of America are too widely spaced relative to the rest of the letters. And then thirdly is the close AM, where the M is complete and the spacing between the 2 letters is normal. Today, 4 1835 proof classic head quarter eagles are known, and this coin is not only the finest of those, but the finest proof classic head quarter eagle period. The PCGS proof 67 deep cameo coin fell under the auctioneer's gavel for the sum of $1,200,000. And now for a coin that John Danriver once referred to as the king of the small eagle type. This is the 1795 small eagle reverse capped bust eagle. To be more specific, the famous 9 leaves variety of the coin. 1795 was the first year that the US Mint started producing gold coins, and there are 5 known die varieties for this issue, but this is the only of those that displays 9 leaves on the palm front, clutched in the eagle's talon. This opposed to the 13 leaves that normally appear on the issue. As you can expect from the Bass core collection, this is once again the finest known specimen, graded by PCGS as MS64. By auction's close, it had sold for $2,100,000, leaving its crown securely in place. Now, this is the cover coin for the auction catalog, and with excellent reason at that. The 1870 Indian Princess $3 piece is unique in the market today. In fact, according to the Mint Director's report for 1870, no coins were ever minted at all. Today, we have deduced that likely only 2 coins exist. This piece and another that is safely nestled in a time capsule placed inside the cornerstone of the second San Francisco Mint building, placing it firmly out of reach. In fact, the coins appear to have been specifically minted for the cornerstone laying ceremony on March the 25th, 1870. No stranger to setting records. In 1946, Louis Eliasberg Sr. paid $11,500 for this coin. It remained in the Eliasberg collection until 1982, when Harry Bass purchased it for an astronomical $687,500. Graded and authenticated by PCGS with a grade of SP50, this legendary rarity was sold at auction for a well-deserved $5,520,000. Although we might be used to seeing shield designs on the penny today, the idea is not such a new one at all. This was Charles Barber's proposal for a unified design for both the 1 and 5 cent coins from 1896. This example was struck from pure nickel, with other examples known to exist in both bronze and aluminium. Graded as PCGS MS65, this pattern, which predates the Lincoln penny itself by more than a decade, was sold at auction for $6,600. One of the most well-regarded of Charles Barber's coterie of designs surely has to be the Wash Lady obverse coins. By Barber's design, Liberty was meant to be styled as a so-called society lady, with her hair coiffed back in a loose and playful bun. The design was, however, not received as such, with David Prosky dubbing the design as the Wash Lady coin, perceiving her hair to be hurriedly tied back in a disheveled manner. PCGS graded this 1879 Wash Lady half dollar minted in copper as proof 66 brown, and at auction it closed for $18,000. The silver 3-cent coin, or trime as it was colloquially known, was first released in 1851. But 2 years prior, in 1849, several patents were produced for this new denomination. First with a numbered 3, and secondly with a Roman numeral 3 on the reverse of the coin, both depicting the standard Liberty-seated obverse. Then, this pattern was created by muling the reverse of each of those coins together. Fewer than a dozen of these coins are known to exist today, with this example graded as PCGS MS65, the silver 3-cent coin was sold at auction for $18,000. One of the more recognizable patterns was designed by Christian Gobrecht and clearly takes liberal inspiration from the Mexican 8 real coin of the day, with its Phrygian cap and glory rays design on the obverse. The curled palm frond design of the reverse, though, is equally distinct for the US coin. PCGS graded this 1836 gold dollar pattern coin as proof 65 cameo, for which it secured a closing bid at auction of $20,400. Surely, a highlight in William Barber's illustrious career are his Amazonian princess designs that unfortunately never made their way into circulation. The coin received its popular sobriquet from the obverse design, depicting a seated Liberty petting a bald eagle with her outstretched hand, while her other hand holds a sword and rests upon a large shield. The Amazonian Princess. This 1872 half-dollar pattern resides in a PCGS slab with the grade of proof 64, and at auction it was sold for $63,000. Following on the Amazonian Silver series proposed by William Barber, he also prepared an Amazonian Gold series that would have completed a circulating typeset. This time, only the head of Liberty is featured on the obverse, wearing a Phrygian cap and a loose ponytail. In the tradition of the era, all of the coins were to share a common design. In this case, the excellent reverse design was to be shared across the silver and gold denominations. It has been suggested that the Amazonian designs, whether gold or silver, may have been inspired by the statues of Ganymede and the Eagle, either by Tadolini or Thorvaldsen, as both date from around the same era. This $10 coin is produced as gilt copper and graded by PCGS as proof 64. At auction, it sold for $50,400. The low-relief execution of this 1877 half-dollar pattern coin is fairly typical of Charles Barber's overall design philosophy, although perhaps a little more ornate than we have come to expect from his circulating coins, created a few years before he would be appointed as chief engraver of the US Mint. And you can clearly see the roots or beginnings on the reverse of what would later become his Barber silver coins. This example, the finest known of 4 coins, was graded as PCGS Proof 66 Deep Cameo and sold at auction for $84,000. Much like the entry that is to follow immediately after this one, the gold Stella coin was an attempt to create an international coin. The $4 denomination and consequent gold content was one meant to be nearly interchangeable with the Austrian 8 florin of the same day. Interesting, these coins were apparently offered for sale by the mint in sets of 3, along with 2 Goloid dollars of a similar composition, first to members of Congress and then more broadly towards the public. It is unknown how many of these sets may have been distributed, but today, 6, at least that can be confirmed, to at best maybe 11 possible examples of these 1879 coiled hair stellas are known in aluminium. PCGS gave this coin a grade of Proof 64+, which was endorsed by CAC for a closing price of $93,000 at auction. The Bickford dollars, or Bickford International $10, was a novel idea to create an international, or as the reverse legend reads, a ubiquitous coin of sorts that would exist or be accepted anywhere, as long as that anywhere is the United States or the Latin Monetary Union, as the 6 currencies nestled each within their own intertwined cartouches on the reverse of the coin, along with the intended weight and gold fineness would indicate. However, this coin is also novel in that it is struck not in gold, but rather in nickel, which is an unusual material for a large diameter pattern at the time, due to its innate tensile strength. This might also then explain why both of the only 2 examples known in nickel each displays a die crack on the obverse. Nickel is a very hard metal and would have damaged the die when these coins were struck. PCGS gave this coin a grade of Proof 67+ Cameo, which saw it achieve $144,000 at auction's close. Once a coin manages the enviable but near implausible task of acquiring a common nickname with the collecting community, its legend and place within that shared lexicon has all but been assured. This type of romanticizing of specific coins is perfectly illustrated by the case of the shield earring patterns, so named for George Morgan's beguiling obverse design of Lady Liberty, and specifically her patriotic choice of personal adornments. A beautiful example of the dollar coin is seen here, struck in silver, and of course this is the finest known of the 9 confirmed examples. Graded by PCGS as Proof 67+ Cameo, it was sold at auction for $210,000. For the collector and student of American numismatics, there are few dates that manage to capture the imagination. 1870s, 1854s, 1796, and most definitely 1804, with the 1804 dollar in particular, and the plain 4 eagle being specially created in 1834 for inclusion in diplomatic presentation sets to the King of Siam, the Sultan of Muscat, and the Emperors of Japan and Cochin China. The coin seen here, though, is not so much a pattern as it is a die trial of that famed coin, struck in silver to test the dies, in essence, before striking the official gold coins intended for those sets. In fact, careful research and die studies have revealed evidence of lapping and recutting on these trial coins to prepare the dies to strike the presentation coins. Authenticated by PCGS with a grade of Proof 66, it was sold at auction for $408,000. a proposed dual-denomination pattern coin from 1868, denominated as both $5 and 25 French francs, came about following the standards proposed at the 1867 International Monetary Conference. This is a rare gold gilt example of the pattern designed by Anthony Paquet. Graded by PCGS as proof 65, it achieved a final price at auction of $50,400. The 1855 gold-proof $3 coin is easily one of the great rarities in the series. The actual mintage is unknown, but has been estimated to be perhaps no more than 5 coins. Today we know of the existence of 4 examples, one of which, unfortunately, the trumpeter coin, was stolen in 2003 and remains missing to this day. The bass coin, meanwhile, is the finest known, with a grade of MS 65 plus cameo from PCGS, which saw a final price at auction of $312,000. The next coin is an absolutely amazing 1799 gold eagle of the small obverse stars variety in an early die state. While marveling over the incredible eye appeal of this coin, you might notice 2 small capital letters D punched discreetly into cloud number 8 just below the F of. This connects this coin to the Dexter Dunham Pogue 1804 Class 1 silver dollar, which also has a small D counterstamped into cloud 7 of that coin, probably, though not definitively, linking it to the collection of William Forrester Dunham that was sold by B-Max Mel in 1941, though James Dexter is also another possibility, but his collection was donated almost in its entirety to the Field Museum in Chicago, so that's less likely. Either way, it is here graded by PCGS as MS65 and sold at auction for $360,000. In terms of absolute rarity for the Quarter Eagle series, no coin can compete with the 1804 13 Stars reverse variety from the capped bust gold series, although the 1796 extended arrows variety might be an exception to that. But it is undoubtedly rarer than even the 1841 and the famous 1854S, easily differentiated by the 13 stars in the clear arc formation on the reverse, as opposed to the 14 of the regular coin with the more jagged arrangement. This example is tied for the finest certified as PCGS AU58 and has been removed from the market for, well, since 1970. It sold here at auction for $456,000. In 1858, the US Mint officially started to sell proof coins to the numismatic market, something it had been doing unofficially for decades hence. Collectors responded positively, and in 1859, this $10 gold piece could be had from the Philadelphia Mint for face value plus a 13-cent proofing fee. The usual mintage of 3 to 10 proof eagle coins of previous years peaked here to 80 coins in 1859. Despite this, only 8 to 10 coins remain extant today. It is probable that many were either spent or outright melted down in later years. The Bass specimen, formerly the Eliasberg coin, is graded by PCGS as proof 65 deep cameo and sold at auction for $456,000. In 1854, there was a substantially large mintage of quarter eagle coins, numbering 596,258 pieces. For the proof format, however, only a single coin is known, its early history shrouded in mystery to boot, possibly created as a part of a foolproof set of coins presented to the German city of Bremen in 1854 or 1855. The possibility of a second set for this year has also been raised, but remains unproven as to date. The Bremen coins were then supposedly, shall we say, liberated by unknown individuals in 1945. It last changed hands in 1976 when Harry Bass purchased the coins for $8,000, remaining in the Bass collection for 47 years. Today, it is presumed unique and is graded by PCGS as Proof 64 Cameo to sell at auction for $480,000. 1796 was the first year in which the quarter-eagle coin was minted. In fact, it was the first year in which an example of every denomination authorized by the Mint Act of 1792 was struck and issued for circulation. As such, it is a very popular coin to collect. In addition to this, there are also 2 major design varieties and 3 die varieties, of which this is the only coin to have 16 stars on the obverse of the coin, as opposed to the other no-star coins that omit this detail. This example was graded by PCGS as MS63+, which saw it achieve a closing price at auction of $480,000. For approximately the first 60 years of its existence, the US Mint never officially recorded the mintage figures of proof coins, so we don't know exactly how many 1831 capped-head quarter-eagle coins were struck in proof, but PCGS estimates around 10 or so coins. Complicating things even further, in previous years, many high-grade mint state coins with proof-like appearance were sold or at least listed as proofs. Since 1855, just shy of 100 auction listings appeared for so-called proof 1831 quarter-eagles. That averages as nearly 1 coin almost every year and a half to date, although that number has decreased radically since the advent of third-party grading services, confirming that many coins previously listed as proof were merely proof-like at best. Today, we can confirm the existence of 8 true proof 1831 quarter-eagles. This example is the finest known as PCGS Proof 67 Cameo and sold at auction for $630,000. By 1907, the US Mint started to experiment with alternative surface treatments for their proof coins, a fact that leads to the confusion that often surrounds the 1908 Gold Eagle, as there are multiple proof versions of this coin. The regular matte proof coins already pose a challenge for collectors, but the satin or so-called Roman proof finish coins, of which we can only confirm 2 known examples, are a genuine mystery. They've been called trial pieces or even defective proof coins before. This example was graded by PCGS as Proof 65 and sold at auction for $750,000. Producing coinage dies was both time-intensive and an expensive endeavor for the early US Mint, so reusing existing dies was fairly commonplace at that time, as was the case with the 1824 over 1 quarter-eagle coin, where an unused obverse die from 1821, as there were no quarter-eagles minted in 1822 or 23, was simply overstruck with a number 4 to create the small mintage of 2,600 coins for 1824. Today, only 2 proof coins are known. One is curated by the Smithsonian Institution, forever removing it from the market, and leaving only this PCGS graded Proof 67 example available to collectors, sold publicly for the first time since 1985 for $1,740,000. The period of the late 1820s to early 1830s was an exciting time for the US Mint. The installation of a new heavy screw press in 1827 greatly improved the hubbing process and production of medals and proof coins, and the introduction of the closed collar die for the half eagles in 1829 necessitated several minor design changes to the coin. This led to the creation of the two main varieties for the issue, the 1829 large and small size, or large and small date as they're also sometimes called, half eagle coins. The use of a different sized date or a different styled number 2 punch is the easiest way to tell the difference. Today there are only 7 known examples of this large date version known to have survived, 5 business strike coins and 2 proofs. This example is the former Virgil brand coin, long since described as a one-sided proof, as only the obverse displays characteristics typically associated with a proof coin. Other one-sided proofs are also known for issues from 1821 and 1825, two that come to mind. It has been noted that at the time that these coins were struck, the lack of complete polishing of the reverse die was not really considered important, as only the obverse would typically be displayed in a coin cabinet. Graded at PCGS as proof 66 plus today, one of only 2 known proof coins for this BD1 type. It sold at auction for $2,880,000. This coin has been called one of the most spectacular gold rarities in the entire American series, and it would be hard to dispute that the 1804 plain 4 gold eagle doesn't deserve to be lauded with such and even higher praise. Minted for the diplomatic presentation set that also birthed the enigmatic 1804 silver dollar coins, but unlike its more famous little brother, there are only 3 1804 plain 4 eagles known to exist, with the whereabouts of the 4th presentation coin being unknown at this time. This is the wooden Eliasberg Bass coin, today graded by PCGS as proof 63, and at auction in September's Long Beach Harry Bass sale, it sold for $2,280,000. Even on a list like this, filled to the brim with ultra rarities, the 1821 proof capped head left half eagle stands head and shoulders above the rest, with only 2 known examples of this issue existing in the proof finish. One that is forever locked away in the National Numismatic Collection in the Smithsonian, making this the only coin of its kind in private hands. From the amazing Harry Bass Jr. core collection, this PCGS Proof 65 cameo coin was sold by Heritage in September of 2022 for $4,620,000. Subscribe to WNN and consider watching a video about the red copper collection of small cents right here. Next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.